So in this video, we're going to see the basic transformation in Power BI. So if you aren't following our series, so this is a series of the Power BI, and this is a whole complete course of the Power BI. So you must check out the previous videos. In this video, that I will going to see how you can transform your data in your Power BI using Power Query Editor. So the Power Query Editor is the most important thing to use while doing the data transformation in Power BI or Excel. Right, so first of all, I'm gonna just select import the data. I'm gonna select this get data option, and there are multiple options. I'm gonna here click here more, and I have to import the data that is present in a folder. So I will select folder, and I just click on connect. Now it is asking for the folder path, so I'll just browse it, and the folder is present in my desktop. I'll just select this data set. Okay. As you can see that this data set, this folder contains all of the files that I'll be using. So there are multiple options here in the Power Query Editor. We have to combine data. We can load this data as it is, or we can transform this data. So why do we use this transform data option? Because in many cases, the data that is being provided to us, maybe we need to extract more and more insights from it. So we need to format that data again and again. So we need some more columns in the data, or we just need to check if the data is proper and ready for analysis, right? So we will just click on this transform data option, and we'll move on to the Power Query Editor. Now this is the same Power Query Editor as the one that is present in Excel. Right, so this is the main folder, that is dataset, and it contains this bunch of files. There are binary files, and I'll just gonna import these files. It's up to you. If you want to import all of the file, then you can import it one by one. I'm just gonna import one or two files here. I just right click on this, add as a new query, and you can see customers.csv. I double click on this, and you can see this is a whole bunch of data I have. I just maximize this here. So this is the whole data that is present in this file. Now if you come to the right corner, then there is properties, and this is a name. So we can just rename this, and I just customer, and I just rename this. You can see this is renamed, and also there is option in the right corner. There is, you can see that applied steps. So these are the steps that it is keeping track of whatever you are doing while using the Power Query Editor on a specific query, right? So you can see that there are a bunch of columns here: first name, last name, phone, address line. So these are the columns out here. Again, I just import another file here. This is the customers.csv file. I just gonna import it as a new query. Double click on this, and this is the whole bunch of information here. I'm just gonna rename this employee, and this is the employee, right? So you can see this is the order. So I'm gonna import this orders.csv, add as a new query. Double click on this, and yeah, I'm just gonna import it like orders. So yeah, these are the information that is present in this file. And now what I have to do, I'm just giving you a basic idea how you can transform this data in your Power Query Editor, right? So the first thing, you need to understand what are the options that are present in your Power Query Editor, right? So there are a bunch of questions. If you are here at the home, then these are the options that will be present to you at your home option, right? Close and apply, and new source. Maybe you want to add more data here, so it is a new source, right? Enter data source, manage parameters, manage data, delete, duplicate, reference, choose columns if you want to choose any kind of columns here, remove column if you want to remove column, keep rows, remove rows, right? Split column, you can split the columns, right? So these are the bunch of options here that is present to you. And if I select on here, if you can see here, right, there are the employee. If I go to the employee, then you can see this is a first name, right? I just wanted to do here is that I'm just going to transform option, and there are a bunch of options here, right? I will gonna use, let's say for now I want to merge these two columns. This is the first name, this is the last name, right? If I want the full name, and what I'm going to do here, I have to merge these two columns, right? And for that, how you can merge those columns is that I select this first name column, right? and I hold the shift button on my keyboard, and I select this second column. Right now, I have selected these two columns, and you can see this is the merged columns. Right, it says concatenate the currently selected columns into a one column. So using this option, you can merge these two columns. I'm just selecting this, and it says that a separator, you can say the separator will be space, that the space will be present between the contents of these two columns, and the name I will write here is the full name. Right, and full emp name. Right, and I select this OK, and now you can see that this full employee name is this merge. You can see that all of the names are in a single column, right? So if you want to undo this, right? If you want to undo this, you said, oh no, I have just mistakenly combined these two columns. So what you can do, you can go out here on the right side. You can see this is the applied step as I discussed previously. So you can just click on this cross button, and this is, you can see merged column. So you have recently merged these two columns. So you can just undo this. For that, you can just press this cross button here, right? And you can see that you are back to your previous version. This is the first name, this is the last name, right? So there is no option of the control Z, that if you press your control Z on your keyboard, then it won't work, right? So how you can undo this? You can undo in these applied steps. All right, so next thing I want to show you is that there is the order date, right? This is the order date column, and if I want to extract only the months or the month name, right? This is the whole date written here, but I want only month. So what I'm gonna do here, I just gonna select where it is. Yeah, this is the date option, and I want to this transform this month and its name of the month, right? I just click on this, and you can see that it only shows the name of the respective month, right? This is January, March, May, June, July, all of the months that are present here, right? If I want to undo this, or maybe if I want to just extract only the year, I'm just undoing this, right? So this is the date back, and I just only want like the week of the year, right? Or the maybe week of the month, week of the year, then it will just show me only the weeks of the year, the number of weeks of the year. I just undo it again, and if I want it to be the year, only the year, so it will transform this column into the year, right? So I'm just undoing this. Now there is a difference. There is a difference. I will just discuss it later. I'm just giving you a clue here that there is a difference between the two options that are present in your Power Query editor. The first is the transform column, and the second one is the add column, right? So the main difference is that when you are on your transform column option, then the operations you will perform, that will be only applicable to the current column that you have selected, right? So I have selected this order date column, so all the changes were applied to this only column, right, to the same column. But if I do the same in the add column option, you can see on the top here, if I select this add column option, and if I do the same, if I extract only the name of the month, then you can see that it will add a new column to the end here. You can see month name, right? This is the new column created with all of the month's name, right? So it has added a new column. So this is the main difference between the transform and the add column. While I was using the transform, then it was making changes on the same column that I had selected. But in the add column option, it will create a new column and make the changes out here, right? Also, you can see there is a drop down option out here, and you can see there is a bunch of all of the information that is being written here. That is a part of the data set. If you want to reduce some of the September, October maybe, so you can just exclude those information from there, right? So this is a kind of filter out here, right? This is a kind of filter, and I'm just restoring this, so I'm getting the full column, right? Full data. Again, another thing that you will identify here is that there is a small thing. This is a username, this is a column name, and again there is a small space here which is written here 1 2 3. If I click on this, and it will contains different types of data, right? This is a decimal number, fixed decimal number, whole number, percentage, date, time. So this is the format of the data that is present in that specific column. So Power Query is intelligent enough to identify what is the type of data that is present in that respective column, right? So it identify it by itself, and then it applies the most suitable data type, data format for that column, right? So this is all of the things. Again, there are a bunch of options here. I'm right now on the add column options, so you can just do conditional columns, index column. I will just go through conditional column in detail in the upcoming videos. Also, you can the format column in a kind of lowercase and uppercase. If I select this January, this month name column, if I format this into the uppercase, so you can see that all of the contents in this column are transformed into the uppercase, right? If I just convert it into lowercase, then all of the contents are transformed into the lowercase, right? And if I just trim this, so what does this trim means? Trim means that there are some sort of white spaces, there are some sort of blank spaces that may be present in your data, right? So this data may be extracted from a website, right? So you were writing, let's say you were writing, let's give you example on a notepad. So let's say you are writing your name, maybe on a January, month name, January, and you just hit a space bar, right? So after writing the name, there is a blank space that is present after this January, right? So it will make the data a bit unclean when we are trying to merge the columns. So why do we, so in order to clean that thing, so we use this trim column, trim option that from the format. So it will just remove all of the white spaces that are present before and after of that information that is present in that column, right? So again, this is the extract column. So if you want to extract some sort of data from here, then you can do this, use this. And so these are the basic transformations that are a part of the Power Query Editor. In the next video, I will explain you in detail how each options work, how the text format options work, and you're gonna enjoy this. If you enjoy this video, please share your thoughts in your comments.